In addition to the in-house reproductive lab, we also have an in-house milk laboratory. So being predominantly a dairy practice, obviously mastitis is a big issue. We allow our clients to send us samples every week. We have thousands of samples that we're testing for different strains or pathogens that may induce mastitis in these animals, and then it just provides us a better opportunity to lead them down the right path in regards to, okay, follow this protocol or that one. Obviously, 24/7 emergency services. Thankfully, we have our vet trucks. I didn't drive it here, but when I presented to the VetAide Club before, and I did a nice little tour of the vet truck. It's really neat. You essentially have a hospital on wheels. We have a really nice clinic. Like I said at the start, anytime you guys are in the area, please feel free to stop by and we'll give you a tour. That'll summarize all that in regards to the practice. These are two shameless plugs that I feel like I always need to put into any of my presentations. We're fairly active on the social media side of things. So Instagram is probably it is the biggest one. So I will probably get a deduction in my pay if you guys don't scan this QR code and follow us on Instagram. That's a joke. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Well, if it's for a follow, I love pigs. And that's something we started at the start of 2024 was the Moo and More podcast. We were pretty strong with it at the start, and then with some stuff that happened at the end of 2025, I got a little bit discouraged, but throughout this year, we'll pick that back up. So if you guys are interested, if you listen to podcasts, I know all of you have smartphones and all of you procrastinate studying by scrolling on social media, so yes, you better scan that QR code. Oh, and like Justice said at the start, I mean, it's not just about me trying to get followers or whatnot. As a practice, yeah, you laugh, but as a practice, we are truly advocates. We stand up for the agriculture industry when people are trying to shoot us down, especially during things like avian flu and when it started happening and being prevalent in dairy animals. We showed blood, we showed procedures. We're pretty much, like I said, an open book. We don't want to hide anything from the general public. We're always willing to discuss things, whether you're not a fan of animal agriculture or you are a fan of animal agriculture. We respect all perspectives and views, but just have a conversation. If you see something online that you might not agree with, message us, we'll talk about it. We'll explain as to why we're doing things a certain way, and that's honestly how I think veterinary medicine should be and how it should proceed. So, I think this is my last slide. Yes. I just want to thank you guys, like I said at the start, for attending, for being here. It's really cool to see different people. I mean, I'm at one table. Hopefully I get the chance to talk to other people at different tables. But just to hear the different stories, you meet new personalities, and in my own head, just with the people that I have there, like people remind me of certain people in my family or certain people that I've met on my journey throughout veterinary medicine, and it's really nice to connect those dots. So just keep on chasing your dreams. Mentoring, like Dean said, is going to be huge. I have a really good mentor in Canada. I thankfully have a really good mentor at the practice that I'm in. Mentoring is going to be a really solid foundation for those cases that you're lost on. You just coming home from a long day and wanting somebody to talk to. Veterinary medicine is not easy. It's really, 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 really hard. If it was easy, that cliche saying, everybody would do it if it was, but just know that I, as an individual in the industry, am here for anybody who needs somebody to talk to. So knock on my door, my email's there, send me an email, send me a message, whether it's on Instagram or whatnot, and then if anybody wants any, I don't know if it says there, but shadow experience, volunteer experience, that's not on the next slide, just email me and we'd be willing to set up. We've had a couple people already come through the practice. We're wanting to expose people to animal agriculture. We're a little upset with the schools, and it's not the school's fault. I mean, that school, at the end of that school, you have an exam that's 75% small animals, so I can't blame a curriculum that's teaching you to have higher success rates on an exam. But we need large animal professionals in the field. If you're passionate about animal agriculture, do not veer off that track, because you have good people in the industry, you have people who will support you, you just need to find them. And I'm going to leave it at that. If you have any questions, now's your chance, or afterwards.
Any questions? Remember what happened last time? Nobody had questions. We had one question and they got food first. Okay.
Yes.
How did you keep yourself motivated to keep applying after not getting into vet school for the first round?
Yeah, I don't know how the application process works, whether it's at Davis or other schools in the US, but essentially in Canada, as soon as you finish your prerequisites, you can start applying. So usually the first 2 years of your undergrad, you finish those prereqs. You need a minimum GPA. I didn't have that GPA, but I told you already, I applied just to see if they missed something and they accepted me. And to get your name on there, it was $50. I paid the $50. They saw my name. They kept me in the system. So one was my family. I come from an immigrant family, and any of you who have experienced this, you know that education is really important. They didn't come to this country for you to not be a doctor or a lawyer, something like that. So when I graduated, I said the degree is more so for them rather than for me. So they were my backbone. They pushed me along in order for me to follow essentially one of my dreams. I have a lot of other dreams that I'm yet to fulfill, but veterinary medicine is one of them, and now I'm on the journey to do the rest. So, any other questions in the back?
What did you do in the meantime while you were waiting to hear back from the schools?
Yeah, so in Canada, we only have 5 vet schools. I was only able to apply to the one in my province due to residency. So really, it was my only option. If I didn't get in there, I wouldn't be where I am now. But I have an animal science major, and then I just worked for an animal feed company doing nutrition. The plant that I was at was essentially just a trace mineral additive plant, and I was a part of the quality control team doing testing, feed analysis, and all that type of stuff. So involved in animal agriculture to an extent, actually to a pretty big extent, but still wasn't there. It wasn't really fulfilling the daily tasks that I wanted to be doing.
Do you have any future pursuits or career enhancements?
Yeah, one reason that I love things like this is I'm a huge fan of business. At my veterinary school, I started what's called the Veterinary Business and Networking Club, so essentially exactly what's going on here with the VetAide Club. I'd like to become a clinic owner. I'd like to meet DVMs with MBAs because I've always wanted to pursue an MBA one day, and then whether it's not within a clinic, joining the industry and just becoming part of a corporation and stepping up the ladder or something. But I've always, growing up, been one to start a little business on the side, do that for a little bit, and then go on to something else and move on. So I think that's the path I want to follow in regards to entrepreneurs. Yeah.
I fear we are going to have to call it there. Thank you so much, Dr. Tadden.
No worries, thank you as well. And then feel free to come up to me afterwards with any questions. Thank you.